Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be autumnal meals of the week. I just love cooking at this time of year. It's warming, it's comforting, all the things you want, like richness and creaminess and sauces and gravy. I just love cooking at this time of year. It's a time I come alive personally. So this week I'm going to film some of the meals we're having. I'm cooking very seasonally at the moment. I'm trying to include as many veg as I possibly can. Not only because I'm 7 months pregnant now. 7 months? I lost count. It's my second baby. There is no keeping track of anything. But I have a 3-year-old and me and my husband are really trying to like increase our happiness in life, and so much of that is down to your gut. When we're eating like sort of takeaways, not that we get many, but takeaways and junk food and ultra processed food, like lots of, we tend to start feeling very, very groggy, very, very tired. So I'm making a real conscious effort to like make things from scratch. It's what I love doing anyway, but just making like wholesome but super delicious food. I'm not like a few grains on a plate kind of person. I like rich, delicious food. I like creamy food. I like all of that. So if you are like us and you want to eat really well and really nourish your body, but you also love like the richness, luxuriousness of like the autumn and winter meals, then make sure you're subscribed because I do lots and lots of recipes on this channel. Not only that, this week and the next week and the week after that are going to be chaos in my house because we're moving house. I'm so excited I can finally talk about it because we've officially exchanged contracts. The meals I'm making this week need to be quick, easy, family friendly. I need to be able to freeze them. I need good hearty food in my system if I'm going to get through the next few weeks because it's pretty much non-stop. It looks calm right now, but behind the scenes it's non-stop in this house. So I have ordered a HelloFresh box this week and I'm probably going to order another one for next week, which is super duper helpful. If you've never heard of HelloFresh, it's a food meal delivery service where you get to subscribe to food boxes. You get to pick out meals that you want to make, different cuisines, different needs you and your family might have. I tend to go for like the family friendly and quick options. Especially this week, the quick options are becoming very, very handy. But you can get all sorts like vegetarian, things like that. So you get to choose what your needs are. You can pick some stunning meals. I have learned some of my favorite recipes through HelloFresh. So I've picked out some really gorgeous, like warming but high nutritious meals this week, just so I know I've got good heartiness in me to keep going, keep packing those boxes. If you want to order from HelloFresh at a massive discount, I would use this code now because this is quite a big discount and it's going to get you 60% off of your first box and 20% off any boxes you order for the next 2 months. Give yourself a break. You might be rushing around like I am moving house. You might be doing the school runs and in between working out of the house and things like that. So give it a try. It's actually going to work out for a family of 4 around £25 for a week of meals, which is amazing. And they have some blooming delicious recipes, especially at this time of year. If you're going to try HelloFresh, treat yourself at this time of year, in my opinion. If you're like me and love like the autumn festive meals, this is the time of year to start signing up and checking out what they have, because you can cook you and your family some gorgeous cozy meals, sit down on a Saturday night, watch a bit of Strictly with a stunning meal. So I've left my code and everything down below. If you go straight through my link, it's already applied the discount for you. If you've also been a customer before and you want to reap the benefits from HelloFresh, I've got a code for you as well, so you can use that. All the details are left down below, and I've also put my QR code on the screen, which makes it super easy. Just go directly to the website and start picking out some delicious meals. Let's get into this week's video. I hope you're going to enjoy. If you want to see a part 2 of this and a part 2 of my next 5 for under £25 autumn meals, feel free to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me and you get to see those delicious videos. And let's just get straight into today's cozy recipe. The soup maker is officially back. I've just washed it. This is the first time this year I've used my beautiful soup maker. I just love this thing. If you haven't got a soup maker and you love soup, get yourself a soup maker. This was like £25 from Aldi, and I will link some really budget ones down below. You do not need anything expensive, pricey, snazzy. You just need something that heats it enough and whizzes it enough. So you can chuck loads of vegetables in and make a stunning soup. I'm so excited about this. There's something about the soup maker and the slow cooker that just feeds my soul. The air fryer, okay, I use it every day, it's really practical, but it doesn't give me that same like warm glow inside, whereas the soup maker and the slow cooker I'm in love with. I'm gonna make carrot and parsnip soup. I'm gonna make it super duper peppery because that's what I fancy. Ever since becoming pregnant, I really went off my veg, especially cooked veg, whereas I can have soup. So now it's officially soup season, it's not too warm outside and it's getting cozy. I can make some really delicious soup. So we're gonna make some carrot and parsnip soup. Right, please work. Let's double check. That's a good sign, that loud beep. I've gone for three where are you going? I've gone for three parsnips just because they're quite long and skinny, there's not much to them. Some celery, a couple of onions, garlic, thyme, and then I add a bit of veggie stock to it or hot water and cayenne pepper. And then if you want, you can add a bit of double cream before serving and it just gives it this lovely creaminess. So first things first, I'm just going to wash, chop and all of the veg. Chuck it in there with some hot water and then that thing is going to do the rest. So let's get on with chopping and preparing all of this. Just a little side note, when I'm chopping veg and things like that, especially potatoes, bananas, parsnips, carrots, and I do my peeling, I put them in this big pot and I fill this pot with water and I leave it on the kitchen side for a couple of days, and then in that couple of days I strain the water out and then I just feed my plants with it, whether it be indoor plants, outdoor plants, but it's just a natural high potassium fertilizer which is really good to give to your plants. Okay, so this is it just before I add the hot water. It's got all the vegetables in there as well as thyme and cayenne pepper. I've not added any salt just because it's got a vegetable stock there, and I think with soup you can add your own salt. And yeah, I'm going to put the hot water in there, put the lid on and let it do its thing. It's got modes on it, so you can essentially set it up to heat for a while and then whiz, blend, heat more, blend and then keep warm. So I like thick soup, so I blend all the sort of big chunks out, but I like it really thick. I'm going to put it on, then I'm going to pop out, get Orin back from preschool, then we're going to have lunch at home and I can't wait. Lunch is ready, so carrot, parsnip and vegetable soup. I put a little bit of cream in there, it smells delicious. I'm going to taste it now. I'm just going to cut some bread, have it with bread and butter. Oh, that is delicious. The cayenne pepper makes it. I have to have soup really spicy these days. I'm just about to whip up some sort of lunch, but I might snack on other bits throughout the day. But this is something I like to do, especially around this time of year, and especially being pregnant. But regardless if you're pregnant or not, it's really delicious, warming, nutritious, and good for you, especially at this time of year when the bugs start arriving. Yeah, I'm gonna make some bone broth. I actually bought bone broth when I saw it on Ocado on offer. You can actually make bone broth. If anyone's got a really good recipe for a beef bone broth, I would love to have that, please. Just because when I move, that's the sort of thing that I need to be making and batch freezing for when the baby's here, because it's really good for like putting nutrition back into your body, especially if you've been through something big. Anyway, let's make some bone broth now. I'll show you what it is, and I'll just put a bit of bread and butter with it. Warm it up in a saucepan or whatever. I've served it with a couple of slices of this sourdough seeded loaf. Lawrence is going to come down after his work call and have some as well. But yeah, it's so warming, it's so good for you. It's got leeks, spring onions, spinach, carrots, and beef. Bone broth is like when it is literally stewed with the bones. Apparently you can go to the butcher's and get like beef bones and make this yourself, so I'm really intrigued about doing that properly myself. There's lots of like calcium and goodness in the bones that in the very, very olden days we would eat, and it would keep you strong and healthy. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy this lovely autumn lunch, and just walking around like Humpty Dumpty at all times. Last time I was pregnant, it was mainly in the summer, and it's so much easier to dress at that time of year when you're big and pregnant. This time of year, I just look a bit silly because I refuse to buy a whole load of new clothes. Anyway, it's today, what day is it? Is it a Monday? I think it's a Monday. We have such a busy next couple of days. Lawrence is away on work things. I have Oren in and out of preschool, as well as meetings, things to do with the new house, stuff like that. I have such a busy couple of days, so I'm about to batch cook some soups and some dinners, because what I need right now is really good food in the fridge, so I'm not tempted to get really rubbish food that's overpriced from a takeaway. So I'm going to make a really gorgeous leek and potato soup. Can't wait for that. And pop that in some glass containers for the fridge. Heat it up easily, eat it with a bit of bread and butter. I'm gonna make HelloFresh dinner just because I recently ordered HelloFresh, so I've got the stuff in the fridge. I think I'm gonna go with this Spanish style chorizo rice. This looks and sounds delicious. It's got everything you need in it, and it's filling. So that's what I need right now, something really filling and delicious, and I really am loving a little bit of spice right now. However, I did have my eyes on this honey mustard sausages in creamy sauce. Like, I really could eat this, I'm not gonna lie, but it's not gonna be as good reheated. Like, for me, chips reheated aren't as great. They need to be eaten fresh, whereas I need to be making dinner right now for later tonight and for tomorrow. So I'm gonna make a big portion of this. I do fancy this. I was going to make ultimate chicken ultimate chicken satay. The chicken satay I've had from HelloFresh before was my favourite I've actually ever had. I had a chicken satay burger and it was stunning. But yeah, I'm gonna make some soups and some Spanish style chorizo rice. So I have just put the sort of chorizo baked risotto, I didn't realise it was risotto, so that's very exciting, in the oven, and it's going to be baked. So yeah, it already smells gorgeous. So just put that in the oven for a while. That's going to be in the oven for about 25 minutes, which gives me a good amount of time to make the soup. So I'm making potato and leek soup. So a bunch of potatoes, a couple of leeks, just the white bits, not the really green hard bits. White onion, again cayenne pepper, I just love cayenne pepper in soup, like real spicy hotness. Some hot water, some vegetable stock, and some cream for serving, just to make it a bit creamier. So I'm just going to chop all of that up, throw it in the soup maker. And yeah, this kitchen, this house is starting to smell beautiful. Soup in the soup maker, risotto, Spanish risotto in the oven. I'm feeling like a very accomplished person right now. So it's about 10 minutes before I take the risotto out, but yeah, I'm just gonna leave the soup to do its thing, do some clearing up, and then we can see how the meals are going. It smells so good. I've just realised though that also, this is what I love about cast iron pans. They go in the oven, they go on the hob. But I've just realised that we ate the last of our peas yesterday, but it says to add peas with this. So I'm going to grab some peas from the shop when I pop to the shop and add them into this dish. I'm just going to put it all in a Tupperware, like a glass Tupperware now. But I have to try it. I have to try it. Oh no, that is absolutely divine. I can't actually tell you how good that tastes. Salty, easy, delicious. And I have a massive bag of risotto in my cupboard that I just haven't been using up. Risotto is very labour intensive, but this was the least labour intensive thing I've ever made, and it is so good. Lawrence is going to go wild for this dish. That was absolutely delicious. So I'm going to put that in a glass Tupperware now. I could genuinely just eat this whole thing right now, but I know I will regret it later today and tomorrow, so I'm going to have one more bite. It's so good. Okay. I need to quickly pack that away before I eat it all. But now moving on to the soup, because that was just beeping, so I'm just going to check the consistency now. Perfect. There we have it, some very easy autumnal batch cooking. A load of soup made that's going to last lunches over the next 2 to 3 days, maybe even longer. The soup packs a punch with the cayenne pepper, definitely, but the cream will take some of that heat out. And probably one of the nicest risotto dishes I've actually ever eaten. I was not expecting it to taste that good. I just thought it'd be like a really nice, oh yeah, I meant to spray some lemon over it, so I'm gonna squeeze some lemon, but the actual self-control I'm having to utilize right now not to eat that whole pot of chorizo rice. Obviously I'm craving like the really salty, like it's just really delicious. So I'm gonna let them cool down a little bit naturally, pop the lids on and pop them in the fridge. So over the next 2 days we have lots in there that I can just grab, heat up, eat. I know that me and baby in my tummy is well catered for, and also Lawrence. Oren, I've already batch cooked him tons and tons of some of his favourite meals, but he will share some of this with us as well. And we've got things like chipolatas for him and some vegetables, so whew, I can take my mind off of cooking for a little while, and it feels very, very good, especially when you've got food this delicious sitting in your fridge. One night of the week I cooked a spag bowl. I'm so into spag bowl right now, it's unreal. I could honestly have it every night. Such a great way of adding loads of vegetables into your dish. We make ours like pretty bougie, I'm not gonna lie. I start it in the morning, I pre-fry everything and then put it in the slow cooker for the day, and it's always just so good. So first thing I'm doing is browning my mince. Yes, it is frozen. You can cook meat from frozen. The only thing you need to do is just check it's properly cooked. We've got a meat thermometer, but this is going in the slow cooker all day, so it's more than cooked. But just slowly fry it off in the frying pan, and that thaws it out anyway. So whilst that's thawing out in the frying pan, I'm going to be chopping up my vegetables. I put carrots, celery, onions, lots of garlic into my spag bowl. I also put a load of chestnut mushrooms into my spag bowl, but this is a step I take very seriously. I don't do it until later in the process. I actually fry my mushrooms about half an hour before serving in garlic and olive oil until all the water's been fried off and they're really a lovely consistency, and then I put them in with the meal. And yeah, it's a really delicious way of adding mushrooms into your dish without the wateriness. I'm just chopping up some fresh rosemary and my garlic. I've added some dried oregano into the spag bowl as well. Once all the vegetables and the beef mince have been browned and softened, I'm just going to dump everything else in the slow cooker. So the tinned tomatoes, the stock cubes, red wine, if you have it, red wine goes very, very well, and the rest of the herbs, etc. Just to note, M&S does this incredible sourdough garlic bread. They actually, any sourdoughs they don't sell in store that day, they turn it into a luxury garlic bread and then freeze it, and you can buy it from M&S. So they're delicious, so it goes really well with this dish. Serving it with the tri-coloured spaghetti, which is so good. If you ever see that in places like Aldi or Tesco or M&S, do get it. And there we go, I'm serving it up. I did add basil into this dish. I have to have lots and lots of parmesan with this dish. Much more than I showed you on camera. I add much more, I'm not gonna lie. But there we go, a hearty autumnal gorgeous meal, one of my favourites. This night we just had tofu egg fried rice. Great way of using up fried rice. I will link down some videos below where I've talked you through how to make egg fried rice, or how we make it. It's absolutely delicious, such an economical, healthy, but really filling meal. We love it with tofu, and yeah, we haven't had it for a few months because it's been so warm outside, but I'm really starting to enjoy it again now it's autumn.